Friday, everyone. Here we are again. We'll wait a minute here and see who's available. I know that Tammy is available and she's going to be hopping online in just a second. Have a package of February from Victorian Varnish that we're going to open up. And there is Tammy. How's your week been, Tammy? Everything caught up? Everything going well? Lots of stuff going on. Gabby Hammer's online. Hey, Gabby, babe. My daughter. So we'll see who else can join us while we're getting ready to open this up. Got a nice package here from Victorian Varnish. I'm going to crack it open and we'll see what's going on for February. Too much is going on. Yeah, I hear you. I'm glad it's a Friday. So we finally got a little snow. It's probably going to be gone next week. We're supposed to be back up in the 50s. Hey, Lurchery, welcome. Glad that you are here. Oh, anyway, caffeinated cuticles, awesome. On a Friday night, you know, I never know who's going to make it. I've done a couple of Friday nights, and sometimes they're pretty slow. Glad that you're here. Ooh, we got some fun stuff going on. Looks like we got another cog of the month. Got some cool stickers that we'll talk about. And then got my cheat sheet. All right, I am just going to dive in here and we'll take it as they come. Got to put on my old man glasses because I'm blind when it comes to seeing things up front. Like I say, we got some snow. It's been down in the 20s. It's supposed to be into the 50s again by next week. We had like a week of rain before that snow came. That was annoying. I hate the rain because we don't get a lot of it, and sometimes there's flooding when we do. Alrighty. Come on. Get out of the plastic. Be smarter than the bag, right? Okay, so we're talking a 3-year anniversary. Polish out a hand. Welcome. Glad you're here. You're so hot, and Sunday back to the mid-40s. Jealous of my hair, mine is straight and thin. You know what? I pay for that, but you know what? I've milked this perm for probably over 4 months, 4 or 5 months. It's hanging in there, and this is even day 2 after wash day, which, you know, it's never as good after wash day, but. We got an anniversary coming up. We've got Gleaming Gears for 3 years. I remember there was a Gleaming Gears for 2 years. So this is $12. These are going to release on February 1st at 8 p.m. It's a sheer sparkling base. Let's bring it back up here. That has a beautiful iridescent shimmer that ranges in shades through the rainbow. Nail Polish Chica, welcome. Glad to see you online. Have fun with the nose hair. Tiffany, welcome. Tiff is online. She is right here in my hometown, and she just passed her written exam, and she's getting ready for her practical. She's awesome. Okay, so yeah, Victorian Varnish is coming up on a 3-year anniversary, and so they are celebrating. February 1st is launch, 8 p.m. Central Time. Let's see what the next one is. So I've got Gleaming Gears for 3 years, and that one was $12. The cog will be $12. We should have another anniversary polish too. Yeah, Tiff, I reposted some Valentine's nails that she did, and they were awesome. Okay, we've got Cupid's nose hairs. You're back on the nose hair kick, huh? You had those Christmas nose hairs. Quite hilarious, actually. So Cupid's nose hairs, the part of the nostril series, right here. $11.50, and this is a clear base with an intense violet blue shimmer, assorted sized bright berry hollow glitters, and black micro shreds. So we'll see that in just a minute when we swatch it. Jessica's Hubs said it was mandatory to keep on with the nostril series. Yeah, that's fine. It's just hilarious. I have learned that because this is primarily a female hobby, that women are funnier amongst themselves than they put on in real life, I think. Okay, Valentine's Trio, February. This is a thermal, nothing but dust and memory. This is a bright magenta cold state to clear warm state with a small smattering of pink purple large particle shimmer, and IGP flakies. Remind me what IGP flakies is. In blue to black multi-chrome flakies and a host of rainbow flakies. Pair it with Silk Stockings base coat, which is, this is the Silk Stockings base coat. It's a creamy white, but it has quite the pink undertones. For truly magical mani in a dual state. Okay, so this is what we're looking at. Let's see what people, hey, Joni Hammer's online, my wife. Love that series, so fun. Leprechaun will have one too. Okay, so you're gonna, Intergalactic Planetary. Yep, now I remember. Okay. I've got some Victorian Varnish for February that were box sales, Little Box of Horrors and Hella Handmade Creations, a few others that I'd received already, but these are for the February launch from Victorian Varnish. All right, here's our cog of the month. Hey, Foxy Nels, welcome. So let your heart shine. And here's the uplifting, is that upside down? There we go. Uplifting sticker that will come with it. Collectible sticker, $12 for the collectible sticker and the polish. And the sticker says, let your heart shine. And that's the name of the polish. And there is some cool stuff going on there. This is a lovely true purple jelly base with an array of UCC flakies that cross through the prismatic spectrum and a heaping heartful of scattered hollow flakes. This one also doubles as a great Mardi Gras vibe polish. Yeah, you can see that Mardi Gras vibe going on. Look at those chunks. That is awesome. Hey, Frida Robertson, welcome back. Glad you are here. And by the way, this right here is the combo that is coming out in Little Box of Horrors February. Clockwise Divination and Divine Consortium. This is a thermal. We talked about this one. This is the topper. Did these on top. It's kind of at the warm state right now. Little Box of Horrors. And if it was cooler, it would be like this, but then with those chunks on top. Just in case you were wondering, hey Chris, welcome. We are just talking the cog of the month for Victorian Varnish. Collectible sticker and this cool purple. Yeah, I've enjoyed it. It's been a couple of days because I got busy. We actually went to an NBA game last night. Took both of the kids, had seats that were maybe 13 rows up, right behind the basket. We had a ball. It was so much fun. Got food while we were there. Got those little inflatable things that you bang together when the opposing team is doing the free throws. It was a lot of fun. Okay, this is a solar. This is part of the Valentine's Trio. We'll get those all put together in the end. This is what we have right here. I have crossed oceans of time to find you. This is a solar, a sheer light gray base indoors to a bright purple outdoors or UV light with an intense amount of violet red shimmer paired with scattered tiny particle blue shimmer with black microflakes and ghost flakies. All right, let me grab my little light here and we're gonna do a demo. We'll do it on when we do the swatching too. Yes, it was the Jazz against Dallas Mavericks. 10 rows from the court. All right, so here's what we have. Let's put this light to it here and see. Look at that shift there. So this is what you get with the solar. You put the LED light to it, and that's going to be your outdoor color when the sunlight hits it. So that is one of the trio. Now the trio is $12 each, or you can save $1 and buy all 3 for $35. So we'll review those in the end so you can see what ones they are. I guess I could open this package ahead of time, be all organized, but sometimes it's fun to just wing it, you know. All right. Tinkering for 3 years, the 3-year Indiversary. So this is one of the other of the 2 that are available, the 3-year Indiversary. This one's a magnetic. Deep blue to purple multi-dimensional magnetic that once magnetized reveals a glowy pink, violet, peach, bronze, gold shimmer with micro aurora hollow flakies. At least you didn't have to see whiny baby Luca cry the whole game. So, if you know me, I don't follow a lot of sports. I take it that's one of the players. So here we go. Let's throw the magnet to it and see what we have going on here. Let's get this where you can see it. Got that blue line. Look at that. That blue line coming from when it's magnetized. Isn't that fun? That is so fun. Okay, we'll play with that on a swatch wheel too. So that is number 2 of the Indiversary. And we've got one more. Formerly played for Dallas. He's a wine bag. Other people like him though. That's hilarious. Polished out of hand. Are you in the Texas area? Is that how you know that? Or you just like to follow basketball? Okay, we have another magnetic, and this is I Will Drift Toward You. This is the 3rd one in the Valentine's trio. This is what we got. I Will Drift Toward You. A pink, purple, jelly base. No, excuse me. Back up here. A pink, purple, peach, bronze magnetic that once magnetized reveals a deep blue, large particle shimmer with UCC. Now that wasn't just the one that I just read, was it? Wasn't this last one magnetic? Got tinkering for 3 years. No, okay. I about screwed that up. All right, so let's start over. This is a pink, purple, peach, bronze magnetic that once magnetized reveals a deep blue, large particle shimmer with UCC and ghost flakies and scattered hollow flakies. I Will Drift Toward You. So let's see what it does with the magnet. Then we'll compare these 2 magnetics so you can see the difference, because I'm kind of curious. Let's flip this around here, get this magnet down. You can see that shift there on that left on my screen. And you got that purpley blue line. And then you can see the unmagnetized, if I flip it around, is, boy, that really shows up more purple blue from this angle on my camera. On other angles, let's see if we can get other angles to pick up. You see how gold, you look at that reflection off my hand, it's kind of a gold tone. It's like a reverse. I like basketball, but live next door to Texas. All right, she's an Arkansas angel. All right, so here is Valentine's Trio, I Will Drift Toward You. Here is Tinkering for 3 years. You can see the difference up front. They are different polishes, and they do react differently to the magnet. Let's flip that around, show what that does with the magnet. See how that kind of turns blue and has that purple line. This one turns purple and has the blue line. Man, you are a magician, Tammy. That is insane. That is crazy. Okay, so now I'm going to review these because they are grouped. I like to start with Cog of the Month because there's always a Cog of the Month. Collectible sticker, $12. got this big chunky that's good for Mardi Gras as well. It's called Let Your Heart Shine, $12. We're going to do the Duo, Gleaming for 3 years. We got these two here, Gleaming for 3 years and Tinkering for 3 years. The 3-year Indiversary polishes. They're $12 each. We've got Cupid's nose hairs. So one of the nostril series this month. I think there were 3 in December. We've got Cupid's coming out in February. And then we have the Valentine's Day Trio. These 3 right here. And that's on the top, Nothing But Dust in a Memory. In the middle, I Have Crossed Oceans of Time to Find You. And then the bottom, the magnetic, I Will Drift Toward You. Now, let's see if we have some notes here on the... Okay, special collaboration for our 3rd Indiversary, Enchanted Goth Decals. Try to get rid of that glare, but... Hey, Ted, Nels TBD. Did I get the name right? I'm trying to remember. Was it Ted? It's so hard to remember names and handles. Enchanted Goth Decals. This is by a company called enchantedgothdecals.com. And they've teamed up with Victorian Varnish to bring some special nail decals. They're 2 sheets, set 1, set 2. So, set 1 was what we were just looking at. Zach. Sorry, Zach. Appreciate that. Nails TDB. Met him at PBE this summer. It was awesome. And then here's set 2. The set of 2 will be sold together, $12. They're not sold individually. Let's see. Are these water? These are water slide. It's not as durable as nail wraps. Okay. If you ever use water slide, it's a little bit like, to me, it's like the old school water tattoos that you'd get in like Cracker Jacks or a cereal box, but it doesn't transfer the image. The water, you used to have to use a wet washcloth and it would transfer the image. Water decals are really not bad. You cut out around as close as you can. You don't even have to be real accurate. And then you can soak it in some water. You just put it in a little cup or whatever for just not very long. Let's see what the instructions say. Paint your nails. Put a sticky layer on. Put it in the water until it starts to curl, 10 to 30 seconds. And that's just when the decal layer and the paper backing layer start to separate. And then it's really cool. You can just use tweezers, separate them, and lay it on the nail however you want it to be, and then top coat over it. I just ordered some temporary tattoos for me and my husband to wear for Valentine's Day. Oh, how cute. Okay, so let's, I'm going to move you to looking at a swatch wheel. Hang on here, and we're going to play with these real quick and see what we see. All right. We are back. We are back. Organize these a little bit off camera so I don't get too confused. I think you missed it. Foxy owns Enchanted. Oh, wait. Foxy Nels owns Enchanted, the decal place? That's awesome. Oh, you can pick up with a stamper and then slide the backing off. Oh, well, that's cool because the stamper can help you with placement. Okay, we're going to start with our cog of the month. Just something in my brain that likes starting with cog of the month. Happens every month, and you can just plan on it. So I love those chunks. We'll do a second coat, and I'm sure it will become more opaque. Polish out of hand, got to run. Thank you you have a great Friday night. All right, so now we're going to do a magnetic. Now, I'm going to tell you guys about the product Captivate again. If you were not on my live before, Victorian Varnish has come out with Captivate, which has taken a ton of work out of doing magnetics. Sorry I had to join, but sound was off and walked away from phone. Okay, well, I'm glad you're back. So, Captivate, the way it works is you go ahead and put your couple of coats on of polish, and then you can use Captivate on top and then magnetize. So you're doing all that work just once instead of magnetizing every layer, which drove me nuts. So, I'm going to do I Will Drift Toward You next, even though it looks kind of close in tone to that Cog of the Month. We'll remember that this is a magnetic. When we get a couple layers on there, we'll throw the Captivate on and then the magnetic. I need to add that in my next order. Yes, you do, because it's a game changer. I got to where I really wasn't enjoying magnetics because they were just so painful to do, and I've really liked the help that Captivate gives. Nothing But Dust and a Memory. This is that real pinky one. So fun. And then we have our solar next. I've crossed oceans of time to find you. And obviously I'm going to go back and hit all of these with a second coat. There's quite an interesting pink undertone to that glowing. I finally figured out my workflow to use magnetic polish on my press-on, so definitely ready for Captivate. That is awesome. What do you recommend for attaching the press-ons? And does it matter if you're attaching it to natural nail or to a gel base? That's something I want you to think about for a little while, because I have a gel overlay. Sometimes I'd like to swatch on a press-on, but I don't necessarily want to keep it for, a week or two. All right, next we have Cupid's nose hairs. See those black shards? Those are the whiskers, the nose hairs. I bought some eyebrow waxing sticks and glue dots. Oh, hey Salopes, we're playing with Victorian Varnish. It's February releases. Okay, now we're going to skip on to Gleaming for 3 years. The first one in the Indiversary, the 3-year Indiversary. And you know what I want to do? I want to show you. Well, first I'll show you one without and then one with. Because here it is by itself, and it has quite the pinky undertone, which is cool. But I'm going to do silk stockings, this base coat, next to this, and we'll put a layer of that polish on top of that. You see how that's already got a pinky glow to it? All right. So Foxy says, I stick the press on the stick and put that on my magnetic gear from Tammy. Okay. Set that aside. And then we've got Tinkering for 3 years. Our magnetics. We've got 2 magnetics. And then we'll demonstrate Captivate on these magnetics after we get 2 coats on each. Okay, so that's the last one there. Oops. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything here. Slopes is done with the holidays. Aren't we all? By the time we went back to work, weren't we all ready to go back to work? Okay, let your heart shine. We're going to hit the cog of the month. $12 with the collectible sticker. And my nose is running. Okay, I think that's beautiful. I think you could do a third coat if you wanted, but I don't necessarily see the need unless you just really wanted to darken it up. So that's our cog of the month, $12. And now we're going to go hit our I Will Drift Toward You magnetic. I avoided magnetics until someone suggested finding something to tape the press on to. Magnetics kick my butt. Hey Becky Atkin, welcome back. Glad you're here. It's Friday night. Okay, that's our second coat of this magnetic, and we are out of focus. Come on. There we go. Okay, this is that pinky one. This is a thermal, and you can see it's a little warm in my room. You can see it starting to lighten up. My desk is cold, but the air in the room is warm. I will move that in a little bit over to a heater that I have after that dries and show you what the warm state will be on that. But it's a pretty bubblegum pink, if you ask me. And then our next one is the solar, and the solar is the third one in the Valentine's trio. I have crossed oceans of time to find you. Hey, Melinda has joined us, my wonderful apprenticeship teacher and mentor. Okay, so that one is our solar, and because it doesn't really have to dry, turn this light on and I'll show you how dark that goes. That's when it hits the sunshine, you're going to go pretty dark. Glad to have Melinda here. Okay, and the next one is Cupid's nose hairs. So now you look at that and you can decide if you want a second coat or not. I'm going to put a second coat on so you can see what the difference is. But I think if you're going for being able to see what's going on in that polish, you might use it as a topper and let those nose hairs shine on their own, you know. I'll do another coat so you can see, but I think it might get a little crowded. Kind of drag that out a little bit. I didn't go too heavy, but so that's not bad, but you could really use that as a topper if you wanted to get those shiny nose hairs, yeah. If you wanted to get those black shards a-shining. Okay. Oh, do you know what? I messed up. I put our magnetic on top of silk stockings because it was so sheer I didn't even notice it was there. So I'm going to do a coat of silk stockings base coat next to this magnetic. And I'm going to use that just to show you this gleaming gears for 3 years, how it looks. So this is the second coat of gleaming gears for 3 years by itself. It's very iridescent. It's got a slight pinky background to it. It's kind of pearlesque. Very classy. Very cool. And now our magnetic for a second coat, which it almost didn't need it because, boy, it was pretty opaque with one. Karina Florencia, welcome. Glad you are here. So now on this last one right here, I did a base coat from Victorian Varnish called Silk Stockings that has quite a pink undertone to it. And Tammy recommended even trying this gleaming for 3 years with that base coat to kind of really bring out that pinky background. And that's what you get, and you don't throw a fit. Very cool, very classy. Okay, so now let's go play with these magnetics a little bit. I'm going to grab the recommended, of course, is the neodymium magnet. With the water slide decals over the magnetic, we'll have to paint the backing white with selenite to make it pop. Thanks, Melinda. This is I said earlier, it is a combo of these two polishes. This is a thermal on the base, and this is a topper on top. And my nails are warm right now, otherwise they would kind of have a green background to them. Okay, so on this magnetic, I'm going to put this magnet under there, and let's make sure you guys can see what's going on. Okay, so there's not much happening with that magnet under there right now. And we're going to come in with Captivate, this magnetic sealer, and do a couple of coats on it to help loosen that top coat, or not top coat, but loosen the polish that's been put on because it's dried. And you don't have to wait for it to dry all the way before you do it. But I do a couple of coats of that and let it sit for a minute, and you can see that line developing and coming in, and then it will cure and or evaporate, and you'll have your line. So again, I tend to wait 30, 40, I prefer 40 to 60 seconds, which is really obnoxious, when you're doing your nails. But at least with Captivate, you're not doing that under every single magnetic coat. Now, I'm going to bring this up a little bit closer to the camera so you can see that line that was developing. From the angle, I'm not sure that you were seeing it. Hey, Tish, welcome. So now let's hit this other magnetic down here. And then once it dries, after you've put that Captivate on, once it dries, then that's when you want to keep the magnet on and hit it with your quick dry glossy top coat. Magnetize again after that quick dry goes on. And so here, I do a couple quick strokes of the Captivate, and you can see that magnetic line forming. Raven's Eye Polish, welcome. And so now I don't have to magnetize every layer, which is really nice in my book, and it makes things so much cooler. And then again, like I said, top coat, and you're off and running. Okay, so I did not realize that we were going to have some water slide stickers, so I am not quite prepared to demo those, but you will see it in my swatches, and maybe I'll even do a video when that time comes and post a reel with the water slide stickers. So again, the water slide stickers, $12. You get both sheets, and they are from Enchanted Goth decals, and they are Victorian Varnish themed. Nice little collab together between those two companies. And I'm going to review these really quick with you. Cog of the month, $12. Collectible sticker. Both of them come with this. And then we have the Duo, sold separately, $12 each. Or, let's see, is that the one? Nope, it's the Trio that has a combo. $12 each for the Indieversary, the 3-year Indieversary. Top is tinkering for 3 years, and bottom is gleaming gears for 3 years. Yes, you do need them. Then we have a, oh yeah, Cupid's nose hairs. Remember that with the black micro shreds, kind of a topper. Okay, and then we have the trio, Valentine's trio, where I've crossed the oceans of time for you on the bottom, nothing but dust and memory in the middle, and that is the thermal. Oh yeah, we're going to show you that thermal in a second. Hang on. And then magnetic on the top, I will drift toward you. So just because I promised, I'm going to take this right here is the thermal. Let me put it over my heater for a second here. And get the polish off my finger that I just put my finger into, sorry. Just placed an order. Now I got to go back. That pink is pretty. It's a real bubblegum pink. Dracula Love Tale was inspiration. All right, so this one right here, it went from that bubblegum pink to this neutral. So it's a thermal. And so that's the warm state. This is the cold state. Keep that in mind. Okay, you know what I like to do, so I'm gonna hang on here. Okay, bear with me. Okay, that's what we got for the February launch, February 1st, 8 p.m. Central Time, VictorianVarnish.com. We've got all of these goodies here. And remember, there are other things on their site. There is Captivate, the magnetic sealer. They have a range of base coats. I showed you silk stockings, the pinky glowing one. They have blushing bloomers. And these here are really great for natural nails. Pink petticoat. These are keratin this one's keratin and hyaluronic base coat, and this is 3 free hyaluronic base coat. So they do have all the base coats and top coats, and like I always say, illuminate for quick dry top coat, like seriously, like 10 minutes and I can put my hand in my pocket and grab keys. So a lot of stuff going on. Thanks for coming. Thanks for reaching out, Tammy. And I hope you guys all have a great weekend. I appreciate you being here. And I will talk to you again later. Love and totally appreciate their vast variety. Oh yeah, right. I mean, it always surprises me because, you know, a company could focus just on the colors and the fun stuff, but when they have that line of base and top coats to make your life complete, it's just you know, great one-stop shop kind of a thing. Okay, see y'all later. Bye.